Before we get going on our adventure, let's go over a few safety reminders. With a wingspan of about 9 feet long. Females have yellow eyes, males do have brown eyes. Over there, that is an okapi joining us. Only known living relative is the giraffe. That tan color antelope, that is the greater kudu right there. Now males will have horns that grow 6 feet long. Females really don't have horns. If they do, they're very tiny. That copper color animal with the horns though, that is the bongo. Now both male and female do have those horns. And they get the nickname the ghost of the forest because they are rarely seen. Those are female bongos. How do I know that? Well, they're orange all the way throughout their body. Males are a little bit darker towards the front. Coming up on your left, you're gonna see a black rhinoceros back there hanging out behind the tree. Now the black rhino is actually the smaller of the two rhinos here on the reserve, fully grown. A pod up ahead, that is what you call a group of pelicans. But there's that Florida hippos I promised you on your left back there. Told you we were going to see some more. They kind of like to hang out on the backside over there. They do spend most of their day in the water. They even sleep in the water too. See what they're going to do is they're going to sink down to that river bottom, only coming up about every 5 to 8 minutes for air. Now fully grown, the crocodiles will be 16 feet long and weigh about 500 pounds. And notice that vegetation is much more open and clear. But speaking of vegetation, on your right, there is a very important tree right there. That is the baobab tree. Now we give it 2 different nicknames because it is so important to us here in Africa. First one, of course, the upside down tree. Now I also like to call it the tree of life though. That's because 9 months out of the year it is leafless, like it is right now, trying to store as much water as it can. You're going to see some zebras joining us under the trees. And really cool about zebras, there's only 3 main zebra species in the world, and they're actually very, very easily identified from each other. You might see some wildebeest over there on your right too, and you might see a Maasai giraffe joining us. On your left, these are some African painted dogs. Now these spots right here are unique to that dog. That's actually how they'll tell each other apart, and they won't start their day off without loving up and saying good morning to each other. These guys are the most successful hunters in all of Africa. You see lions only have about a 30% success rate. These guys have an 80 to 90% success rate. You might see another giraffe, but if you look on your left, you're going to see a sable antelope. But let's go back to the eland over there. Now you're going to notice both male and female have those beautiful spiral horns on top of their head. But during mating season, the male does something really funny. He'll go by to nearby bushes and he tries to make a crown of vegetation on top of his head, or he'll try to pick up these big sticks right there. And he does that to impress the female. Mountain Hartman zebras, like I said, the dewlap, the white underbelly, and those thicker stripes lead us to believe that those are Mountain Hartman zebras right there. Up on your right, if you look by the tree over there on top of the hill, that small antelope on the ground is the springbok. They can reach speeds of 50 to 60 miles an hour, making them one of the top 10 fastest animals in the world. There's some mandrill monkeys joining us over here. Oh, look at it. That's the male right there, bigger in size. He does weigh about 100 pounds. Females are only going to weigh about 30 pounds. And a group of them is known as a horde of mandrill monkeys. Now, I hope you want to get up close and personal with the elephant today, my friends, because I know a spot. There he is right there. Now, you might notice that he is flapping his ears back and forth. You see, by doing so, he can cool himself off by about 15 degrees. You might also notice there's some dirt on their back. You see, elephants will use that beautiful trunk to pick up dirt or water, and they'll fling it on their back. Elephants can hold about 2 to 5 gallons of water in there. So we'll stop right here for just a little bit. Get good views of those beautiful creatures, then we'll keep on going along, my friends. Now, unfortunately, too, they are poached for that beautiful ivory tusk. People make trinkets or souvenirs for tourists to buy. But on your left, you are going to see some greater flamingos. And, of course, they are going to have a pretty group name because they are so pretty. And a group of them is known as a flamboyance of flamingos. And we're going to talk about 3 things with them: their eyes, their ears, and their mouth. You're going to notice that their eyesight is bad. They can only see about 10 feet in front of them. So if you notice, their ears can actually point in different directions. Now look how wide and square that mouth is, my friends. Believe it or not, that's where we get their name. Not because of their color, because rhinos are gray in color. But in Afrikaans, there's a word white. Once you translate it, it translates to white. We'll stop right here so you can get a good view of those ears pointing in different directions in that wide, square mouth. One of my absolute favorite animals. 60 miles an hour in about 3 seconds, with the fastest one being clocked in at around 72, 73 miles an hour. There's the fastest animal on 4 legs. There's the fastest animal on 2 legs right there. An ostrich walking around by the bushes. This is a female ostrich right here. She is lighter gray in color. Males are black with white feathers. And really cool about cheetahs, they do all their hunting during the daytime. Now you won't hear a cheetah roar. Instead, they purr or make like a chirp-like noise, and their claws are always out. Oh, there he is, actually facing us right now. Now, it's really actually cool we're seeing them up and active right now. That's because they actually spend up to 20 hours of the day sleeping. That roar can be heard from 5 miles away when he wants to do it loud. Look, there's Simba. I'm actually not wrong because Simba in Swahili does indeed translate to lion. So we'll go very slow by. Of course, a group of them is known as a pride. You'll see the lioness head sticking up kind of back there. We'll pass her here in a second. And a male typically has anywhere between 2 to 13 lionesses in his pride. And then, like I said, the lioness is sitting right there. You'll see her ears kind of sticking up back there. Let's keep on going along, my friends. Known as a sounder. Now they can reach the same speed of what a giraffe can run, which is 35 miles an hour. Now they are the largest bird animal, and they're in the same family as domestic pigs. Now Dream Door Codes are going to teach us a beautiful lesson about living co-peacefully with the natural world around us and how we can benefit from it. You see, they're going to eat that grass for free, and in return, they're going to produce a sweet milk that our wardens will take to the market and sell for a profit. Now, unfortunately, friends, seeing these goats mean we ended our tour here through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve.